Hi guys, welcome to another pick a card reading. So today we are looking at manifestations. So what are you currently manifesting? Now I have added in today the Practical Witch's spell book, which is a little tiny pocket book of spells. So I thought that might be fun. We'll add that in today. And so you may wish to pick via the spell, or you may wish to just go by the look of the cards, or however you guys want to do it, just pick intuitively. So we have pile 1 here with the love spells, we have pile 2 with the moon spell, and we have pile 3 with the altar spells. So in a moment I'm going to give you guys some time to have a think and see which pile you would like to pick. For now though, I would just like to say please like and subscribe if you liked my channel. And click that notification bell as well so you know when my videos have just popped up. And if you already are a subscriber, thank you so much. I do appreciate it. And if you would like to leave me a comment if any of this reading today resonated, I would very much like to read them. Also too, I have an Instagram and I have a Twitter, which you can find in my description box with this reading, and you can also find it on my main homepage. So without further ado, we're going to get into this reading. So I'm going to give you guys a few seconds to pick your pile, and I'll see you at your timestamp. Thank you. Hi pile 1, so this is your reading. So if you chose the love spells, this is your pile. And today I'm using the Dreams of Gaia tarot deck. This is a pocket version. So this is a little bit different to the Rider-Waite tarot. Some things are familiar and a little similar, but it's not exactly the same. So it works a little bit differently. So just so you know that. And you obviously picked the love spell. We're going to get into that at the end of the reading. I'm also using the White Light Oracle today, so I have one card from that deck picked for you, and also I'm using my Crystal Reading Cards deck, so I have a card from that as well picked. So we're going to get into your reading. Give me a moment here to see what I'm getting. So let me just explain to you the cards first of all. So these are done a little bit differently. Within this deck there are minor and major arcana, but they are sort of, again, like I said, the descriptions can be a little bit different, the meanings and the names as well. So the minor arcana is actually broken into, much like you have the swords and the pentacles and the wands and the cups, we have all the elements. So we have fire, earth, water, air. Okay, so that's the change there. So the first one we have, which I'm going to point out here, is knowledge. So we have knowledge. Okay, we have the 5 of fire. Here we have the, what is it, the 8 of air. And I know this one isn't, this one's called the Hero of Fire, that's right, yes. And then we have the 2 of air. So there's a lot of air and fire energy here, so you could be an air sign or you might be a fire sign. With the Hero of Fire, I sometimes look at that as like Leo kind of energy, like the strength card. So this could mean that you might be a Leo, so that might resonate for some of you. And with that 2 of air, I get Libra from that one. So just mainly based on the scales there, but yeah, I do get a sense of Libra from that one. So this could be a Leo or Libra situation, but you don't have to be, or you may find you just have it somewhere in your chart. So right, so with this deck, this is what you guys are manifesting right now. Definitely with the Selenite, you guys, obviously, I mean, that's obvious. You're going through a spiritual awakening with that card. It's straightforward. There's not a lot to be said for it. in terms of it is what it is, right? So I feel like you guys have really been working a lot on yourself and ascending, and, you know, gaining a lot more knowledge about yourself and the world around you. With the 5 of fire, this can talk about I see it as kind of, it's a mixture for me of the Tower card. It's a mixture of the 5 of Wands, you know, sort of that conflict. It's got conflict in it. It's got chaos. It can talk about chaotic situations. It's even a bit of devil energy for me as well, because it can sort of be that situation of someone being overbearing, overpowering, over controlling, you know, on you, and directing sort of negative energy towards you. Because if we look at the 5 of fire there, you can see that this guy's got his fist going. The other fella is just kind of, you know, leaning back like, whoa, you know. And I feel like that is just that energy. It's quite a intense energy, obviously. And so I think that you guys are learning to move on from those kinds of energies, or to at least be aware of those energies. And I think that you guys are learning some lessons in terms of perhaps toxic relationships, perhaps conflicts with others, and, you know, disagreements in relationships and things, relationships that maybe don't go so smoothly, even ones perhaps where you may be in a situation where you're quite vulnerable, or maybe you're getting taken advantage of. I do feel like with the Hero of Fire, this is about you kind of finding your inner strength and finding through this spiritual awakening, through this spiritual transformation that you're going through, learning to sort of be more in your own power. Because I feel like up till now, perhaps a lot of people have maybe you felt like people have had power over you, or maybe that you haven't had the strength, the inner strength that you've needed in order to really take charge in your life and move forward with things in your life. And so I feel like this is a period of time for you about learning those lessons. I feel like there's quite a lot of lessons that you might be going through. That's what we talk about here with the 8 of Air. So, and you can see on the 8 of Air there that he's got 2 swords in his hand. One he's holding by the handle, and one he's got it up the wrong way around. So the blade is actually cutting into his skin, and thus, you know, blood is coming out. So obviously this is a sort of thing about, I don't necessarily want to say trial and error, but it's about learning certain life lessons, but in like a practical way. So learning via experience. And that's going to give you guys a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge to move forward into your life, to continue to ascend, and to continue to spiritually awaken to truths about yourself, about life in general, and just about kind of what it all means, where you are in your life, and so on and so forth. So I feel like this is about you sort of going through the motions in life to really learn some big life lessons, okay? So in terms of what you're manifesting, I feel like it's just you having these realizations. You're sort of manifesting this change within yourself, this acceptance of what the world is and what it contains, if that makes sense. So I feel like, you know, it's that acceptance that, yes, there are low vibrational people out in this world. It's that understanding that you don't need to be in that low vibrational space yourself, or even have anything to do with it. It's about understanding that, You know, you're capable of making a change. You're capable of taking control of your life, of standing in your own power, and you know, doing what you would like to do in this lifetime, having control over your life. With the Two of Air there, that instantly when I look at that, that always reminds me of the High Priestess, which can talk about, you know, finding out truth, like truth about yourself, truth about others. And again, this could pertain to that Five of Fire for some of you. So you may have been dealing, excuse me, with negative people, situations, energy, and you may very well resonate with that and go, yes, I've been through a lot of that. These, I feel though, like I said, have been kind of life lessons for you, and I feel like it's on the practical side of things. You've had to go through these things in order to understand their meaning and why they happened, and you know, the fact that these things exist in life in general. But I also think, and the High Priestess too talks about intuition. So this could also be you needing to tap more into your intuition, or with this spiritual change, this spiritual awakening, you're getting more into your intuition. Okay, and there's a heightened level of that intuition coming for you now, and that's something else that you're manifesting, and I also see that Two of Air as kind of like the light and dark, the shadow side and the light side. So it's that understanding as well that we all have a shadow side. And I feel like a lot of these life lessons that you guys have been through are actually based around that shadow aspect, and you guys working through a lot of your shadow self. But I feel like, you know, you guys are really going to be coming more into your power, you know, and you're going to be feeling a lot more spiritually enlightened and heightened. You're going to be feeling, I think, a burst of really like positive energy and things for going through these lessons, for taking the time to not just go through them, but understand them and you know, gain wisdom from them and take what you can from these experiences, realizing that these experiences are actually very important to you and are actually very useful to you in the future, for your future self. So we also have, like I said, we have knowledge down there as well. And so sometimes too, this knowledge card can talk about sort of gaining skills as well, and again, that practical aspect. So I feel like for some of you too, this could be you guys actually learning more about spirituality in a practical sense. So maybe there's some practices, or there's some rituals or something that you're learning to do if you're into that. If you're working in witchcraft or something, you're just starting out, for instance, you know, this may be you practicing some rituals and spells and things. For others of you, you know, this is just general gaining more knowledge on a practical and also general level of spirituality and understanding of self and the world around you. And I think you're at this point where, you know, you're kind of asking a lot more questions now. You're not accepting things. It's interesting because that Two of Air, excuse me, sorry guys, let me just take a quick drink. So that Two of Air can also talk about how nothing is just black and white, okay? So that's about being open-minded and seeing the gray areas, seeing the whole spectrum of color out there as well. Nothing is just black and white. So it's that understanding as well, and I think that's what you're coming into with this spiritual awakening. So this is quite a big life lesson, I feel like, for you guys. But I feel like you are coming into this in a very positive way, and I think you're very open to this transformation that you may be going through. And like I said, with that Hero of Fire, I do feel like, you know, you're coming into your own personal power. Excuse me, guys. Something's with my throat today. I don't know why. Excuse me. So you're coming into your own power. And I look at that card, like I said, a bit like the Strength card as well. We have a wild hog on there, and we also have a bear. And I just think, you know, about those kinds of animals and the sort of power within them. If that makes sense, you know, the fierceness within them. It just makes a lot of sense for me on a fire level there. And this could be passion as well. Of course, fire talks about passions and things as well. So this could be you really getting into your inner passions. And again, this, like I said, on that practical aspect with the knowledge card, it can be about you just, you know, really getting passionate about something spiritually perhaps, and wanting to learn more, know more, to grow more. I think you guys are really, and perhaps you're even learning to be manifestors. This is another aspect as well, I feel, for some of you that has just popped into my head, because I'm looking at this knowledge card now, and it reminds me quite a lot, actually, yes, of the Magician. So I think, too, this could be you guys actually learning that, you know, you're the creator of your own world, right? You're the creator of your future. And so, you know, you hold in your hands your life, not anybody else. And I think, again, it's that thing of you separating yourself from those toxic energies, from the low vibrational stuff, and really moving into that higher vibrational state with that spiritual awakening, and with that understanding that you are your own manifestor, that you are in control, and that you hold the keys to move forward and do what you would like to do here in this world. And I really do think that you're coming into your inner power there because of that. So I'm going to read that love spell last. We have the Theta of Venus. So let me read this out to you. So what number is that? 25. I'm going to read this from the book. Now, the thing I will say about this book is that the explanations are quite long, but there is a summary. So I'm just going to read the summary, because I just don't think we have all that much time to go into... Where are we? Okay, Theta of Venus. So, Theta of Venus. So, attune yourself to higher levels of consciousness by choosing to access the purest frequencies of love within. Acknowledge lower frequencies such as judgment, fear, doubt, or shame when they arise within or around you, but do not give them a foothold in your heart. You are ready for higher understanding, to see things in a new and more positive light. Allow your inner knowing to guide you on a unique, beautiful, and highly spiritual life path. Absolutely. So I think this is really confirmed a lot of what I was just saying, I feel. But yeah, absolutely right too with the love. And this is, you know, can be somewhat about self-love for you as well. Understanding that, you know, it doesn't always have to come from other sources. You know, you can show yourself love. You can show yourself compassion and devotion and loyalty and all those things that we often look for in others. We can actually find it within ourselves. And so this could very much be, and this could also be too with that ascension and with that spiritual awakening, seeing love in general, the love in the universe, the love that the universe has for you. And, you know, again, like I said, the love in life and the love in yourself, within yourself. So we have the love spell there. The Temple of Love. Set up a small table and cover it with a red scarf or cloth. Adorn it with objects that signify love. Red candles, ruby-colored bowls, roses, a statue of Venus or Adonis. Oh wow, look. Theta of Venus and the statue of Venus. Whatever stirs your feelings and senses. Give the area a good smudging with sage to purify the space, to refresh it for new beginnings. Anoint your candles with oil of neroli, gardenia, rose, or any scent that is redolent of romance to you. Light the candles and speak aloud. This room is my temple, my altar to love. I light the flame, I fan the flame. Each candle I burn is a wish. I desire and will be desired in return, and so it is. So I'll leave that there. You guys might want to quickly snapshot that if that's something that you guys would like to practice later on. or do if you're into spells. Okay, so that was your reading, guys. I really hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and please do comment down below if this resonated. And I will see you guys next time. Much love to everybody out there. Take care. Bye. Hi, pile 2. So if you picked the moon spells, this is your reading. So I'm just going to read out the cards to you because this is a little bit of a different deck. So we are using the Dreams of Gaia deck, the pocket version. So this is a little bit different to the Rider-Waite Tarot. There are some similarities, but it is quite a bit different, so just know that. So that's why I'm going to read out the cards first, and then I'm going to get into my interpretations. So we have the Death and Rebirth card. We have the King of Water. We have the Two of Water. We have the Six of Earth, and we have the Emotions card. We also have, from the crystal reading cards, I dealt you a card. We have the Self-Love, and also I'm using the White Light Oracle, and you guys got 7 Blessings of Eve, okay? So, and we're going to get into your moon spell last, so we'll do that last of all. So let me just see what I'm getting here, guys. Okay, so I think there might be a couple of different variations here, and that of course is bound to happen because this is a general reading. So for some of you, I think that a relationship recently may have ended, excuse me, and this relationship, you may be manifesting this back into your life or wishing to manifest this. You may be working on this person returning or trying to restart, reignite a flame, so on and so forth, but trying to have it come back with a brand new energy. For others of you, this is just a brand new love. Okay, so I feel like this is all in terms of love here. There is a focus here on self-love. We're going to go into that. But for now, what I'm going to say is... Oh, excuse my stomach. My stomach's rumbling now. It is dinner time. Right, so with the Two of Water, this makes me think of, in some ways, the Lover's card, but also the Two of Cups. So this can talk about... excuse me, guys. This can talk about intimacy, closeness with someone. This can be reconciliation, which is why I'm saying for some of you, this may be you guys trying to manifest an old relationship again, maybe an ex, or even reconciliation with just a friend. Of course, this doesn't have to be in a romantic sense for all of you. There's complete platonic for some of you as well. But this is a definite union that is being birthed here. So we have the King of Water. Now this is for some of you, right? So for some of you that are trying to sort of get back an old love, or you're trying to manifest an old romance, I do feel like this is, like I said, reconciliation, but I do feel like with the King of Water, this is someone who is quite calm, someone who has a lot of insights, stable, you know, sort of balanced, someone who is very caring, I feel like, and just very in touch with their emotions. So I take this quite a lot like the King of Cups. So I think just very in touch with their emotions and quite sensitive, probably quite in touch with their feminine side as well. So this could be a Pisces as well. I look at this card immediately and I think Pisces, mainly because we have the moon there, and that makes me think of the moon card in tarot, which is also Pisces, and the fact that this guy seems to have gills, so he looks like he belongs in the sea. So I would say this is possibly Pisces. So that could be for some of you, or it just could be water sign in general. So you may have Pisces in your chart somewhere, or just water sign somewhere. And this could be a person in question as well, if this isn't you. But yeah, I do feel like that this is someone who is just very soft and gentle, okay? And I think they go with the flow a bit, I'm kind of sensing with this card. You know, it's kind of like a fish swimming with the stream, not against the stream, but just going with the flow. I think they're that kind of a person. And again, I just think they're really in touch intuitively, right? I think they'd be, you know, I'm looking at those seahorses there too. We have, are they seahorses? They look to be, possibly? I'm not sure. Yeah, but if they're, okay, if they are, I want to say what I'm thinking there is that this person could make a good father figure as well. Excuse me. Just let me take a sip of my drink. This person could be a good father figure. So this person would make a good father, I reckon, to your kids, if you're looking at having kids. That may just be for some of you, but I just do feel like this could possibly be a good parent, role model kind of person. We also have the Six of Earth. So this guy, again, you know, I take this a lot with the earth energy as someone who is, of course, quite grounded, someone who, again, stable. But what this card talks about too is someone who is a little self-sacrificing, someone who is, I don't really want to use the term submissive, but someone who is kind of in that style of energy. And I don't really want to say people pleaser either, but if you get where I'm heading with that, for lack of better words. And why I'm saying this is we have the self-love card here. And I think for some of you, I feel like this relationship, there is definite love coming in for you guys, and I feel like it's some sort of heaven sent blessing almost, you know, it's some kind of like blessing from the universe coming in for you guys. I do feel that. However, I think a lesson for you guys that you might be learning right now, or you're set to learn, is loving yourself before you love anybody else. So it's like that thing of understanding that we must show ourselves love first before we can fully offer it to anyone else. You may have had some relationships in the past, or even if it was this relationship that you are wanting to birth again, you know, this person you want to reconcile with, there may have been some conflict, there may have been some obstacles, some challenges, and this possibly could have been because either of you, or perhaps even both of you, didn't really show yourselves some self-love. You didn't really have any appreciation for self, and when we don't, you know, it makes it really hard for us to show it to others, or to give of that love to others. It's that thing of you don't really need somebody else to make you whole. A lot of people feel like you do, and the actual answer is you don't. We can be whole within ourselves, and I feel like, you know, this is part of a life lesson for, oh God, 99% of us at least, right? That we be whole within ourselves and comfortable in ourselves and happy within ourselves before we find that true love, before we are able to share some of that with somebody else. And I think it's really important to be able to sort of stand on your own before you get involved with someone else, because what can happen too is that codependency kicks in, and then all of a sudden, you know, we find ourselves really reliant on having somebody in our lives that we can depend on, and having somebody that we just can't live without. You know, we end up finding that, you know, after some relationships, we just go straight into another relationship because we fear that time, that period of time of being on our own and having to go things alone. But it's often when we're in those times that, you know, the self-discovery really happens, and we really figure out who we are and what we want, and things like that, because outer influences sometimes can be, I don't want to say they're not necessarily a problem. It depends on how you look at it. It depends on the situation. But, you know, it's a lot easier to see where you would like to be and what makes you happy and what you want when you're sort of in that moment by yourself, right? So sometimes we can get confused with others' wants and needs and mix that up with ourselves. So I do think it's important to focus on that self-love. So I think Spirit is definitely telling you guys that this is a time where you're going to learn that lesson, if you haven't already, of self-love, and that in order to be a part of a union and really contribute in the way that makes the relationship solid, you know, reliable, grounded, stable, you know, secure, all those things, and happy, is, you know, you loving yourself first and foremost, and then only then can you love others in turn. So I do feel like that is a very important message there for some of you as well. So you may be going through this period, and I feel like this could, you know, be a period too of going through that, but feeling a lot of different emotions as well, sort of going through the motions, and perhaps this can be for some of you, you know, a few ups and downs, but I feel like, again, it's that realization that you deserve love, and the best person to give that love to you is in fact yourself. So with that in mind, and having learned that lesson, that's where I feel like this blessing is going to come in for you, and the universe is going to say, okay, now you're deserving, now you are ready for this love, because you've put in the work on yourself and you've shown yourself love first and foremost. So I feel like for some of you, this is the situation here, that you are actually gaining this love through that realization that you actually need to show yourself love first. So we have the 7 blessings of Eve. Now let me check this out, because I'm going to read from the book for you guys. And what I love about that is, did you see the synchronicity there, guys? We have the snake and the egg even, as much as we have it there on the death and rebirth card. So I think that that's really cool. I super love synchronicities. And again, you know, it's making me think of that, the fact that snakes constantly transform, you know, they're constantly shedding their skin. So, you know, this is you sort of peeling back the layers a bit, I feel like, in a sense, to find yourself, but also, you know, it's preparing yourself for that something new at the same time as well. And I feel like even understanding that there's cycles and things in this world. And the frog, it's a little frog on there, I don't know if you can see him, but he makes me think, for some reason, he makes me think of the Fool, of like jumping into things. So I think you're definitely ready for this, once you have worked out, you know, how important that self-love is for you. And with the emotions too, I just want to point out that this person coming in, I feel like there's a lot of emotion within your relationship, within your union, and I think you guys are going to be going through maybe some highs and, I don't want to say highs and lows. What I mean to say is, I think this person and you with your person, you're not afraid to share how you're feeling, and you're not afraid to sort of share the darker moments with the lighter moments as well. So it's like, you know, if one of you is feeling down or sad, or you know, there's been some kind of, you know, emotional loss or something that's really hit you hard, I feel like, you know, you're not afraid to go to your partner and just let it out and say, this is how I'm feeling. And in the other aspects too, of the positive, you know, again, I feel like you guys are going to be sharing and caring a lot in terms of that, you know, emotion. So I feel like there's going to be a lot of emotional sharing and stability within that relationship, because I think that you're both in touch with your emotions and you're able to sort of share that with each other, which I think is really beautiful. So what do we have there? Number 7. So let me just read this out to you guys. Number 7. Oops, I've gone too far. Number 7. Okay. So these descriptions can be a couple of pages long, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but what they do have, that sounded weird, in this book is a little summary, so I'm going to read you guys the summary. So it says, a spiritual gift shall enter your heart and manifest as a blessing in your life. You have innate talents and abilities which will support your soul into full, glorious manifestation. You've been blessed with a beautiful divine destiny to fulfill. You have natural healing ability. Choose your thoughts and words so they reflect what you truly wish to put out into the world, because your influence is stronger and further reaching than you realize. Yes. So I think too, again, that's talking about that self-love. And like I said, I feel like once you work on yourself a bit, this is when you're fully able to give to others and really show yourself to the world. And I feel like, again, that ties up too with those emotions and that death and rebirth. So, so I'm going to read your moon spell, and we're going to have a look at that. And see what that has to say. So this is a spell, so you guys may wish to screenshot this. I'm going to see if I can hold it up to the camera for you guys, and you may wish to practice this or have a go. If you're not interested, you may just like to listen to it, and let that be that. So we have New Moon Candle Consecration. If you're looking for love, perform this rite and you will soon find a lover to satisfy your needs. On the night of the next new moon, take 2 pieces of rose quartz and place them on the floor in the center of your bedroom. Light 2 red candles and use this affirming chant. Beautiful crystal, I hold this night, flame with love for my delight. Goddess of love, I ask of you, guide me in the path that is true. Harm to none as love comes to me. This I ask, and so it shall be. So I will leave that right there for a second. You guys can quickly snapshot that. Okay, that was your reading, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Please like and subscribe and comment down below. I'll see you soon. Take care. Much love. Bye, guys. Hi, pile 3. If you chose this pile, the altar spells, then this is your pile. So we're talking about manifestation, so what you're currently manifesting, and today I have used the Dreams of Gaia deck. So this is very different to the standard Rider-Waite Tarot, so it does differ in some ways. There are some similarities, but it is quite a different deck, so just letting you know that. I've also pulled you a card from the Crystal Reading cards, and I've also pulled you a card from the White Light Oracle. So we're going to get into the names of the tarot first. So we have the Child, we have the Ace of Water, I have the King of Fire, we also have the King of Earth, and we have Perception. So we also have the Oracle of Chaldea, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, sorry guys. And we also have Red Jasper, Healthy Boundaries. So give me a moment, guys. We're going to read your Altar Spells card last as well, so I haven't forgotten that. But give me a moment to meditate on this and see what I'm getting. So, okay. I think there's two slightly different stories here for some of you. So, with this healthy boundaries and with the child card, I'm feeling like you guys have been going through a bit of a healing process. Now, this is for some of you. If you haven't, or you're feeling like this is a period coming up, then that may well be coming up for you in the future, the near future. But this is, I feel, yeah, about you guys. You guys basically healing from perhaps possible past hurt, but I feel like just situations that have not served you, okay? So they don't necessarily have to be like fully toxic situations, but I do feel that these are just situations that weren't for your highest good, and I think you needed to go through a period of creating boundaries around you so that you weren't just letting anybody or anything into your energy field. So this could have been, low vibrational energies. Some of it could have been negative energies. And yes, for a very few of you too, this could have been some toxic stuff. But I just feel like in general, it was about you protecting your energy space. And I feel like you've been doing some healing from perhaps, like I said, past hurt or just things that didn't serve you, whether they be relationships, friends, family, romance, or whether it is a situation, right? But with the child card, that talks about forgiveness. And, a lot of the time we don't realize just how important forgiveness is. And it's really sometimes quite the key to helping us move forward and move on from a situation. So, and forgiveness, when we forgive somebody, and I've said this before in my readings, it's not about saying that what the person did was okay. It's not about saying that the situation was okay. It's about just acceptance. And it's like that closure. It's moving on. It's saying, okay, that happened. There's no sense in me holding on to this energy, this stale, negative energy. It's time for me to move on, to move forward from it. And so we forgive. It's mainly just, I don't want to say it's selfishly, of course. There are times when we forgive people, and it's not just for our sole purpose of moving on. Sometimes, people can come back with apologies and so on and so forth. And, people do change and people do evolve and sometimes we can see that people have really, made a change or done some work on themselves and that sorry sometimes can be really honestly felt, and so therefore, the forgiveness becomes a lot easier. But, for times where that's not a situation, it can seem like either a hard thing to do, or it can seem like something that's maybe not even necessary, but in fact it is, in order for you to move forward. So I feel like there's a healing process coming up for you guys, or like I said, for some of you, you might already be going through this healing process, and it's a part of this is about you using that forgiveness and to move forward, to close the door behind you so that you can open the next one. Yeah. So and the child makes me think of inner child and things as well. So a lot of healing can be done by accessing our inner child. And I know that may sound crazy. And some of you may not know what I'm talking about when I say inner child. And so what we're talking about there is that childlike side of yourself. Now, I don't necessarily mean the part of you that used to love watching Rugrats on Nickelodeon or something like that. I mean, yes, that sometimes revisiting those things can help and be quite nostalgic. But what we're talking about is, think about how, and again, this pairs up with the perception card, think about how kids view the world and how they see the world, with their honest eyes. They speak a lot of truth, but they're also very open-minded, but they're also very accepting in a lot of ways as well. And they're very true to themselves, and they are very pure beings. So when you think about, you know, what children are like, and they're just, happiness comes a lot easier to them than it does when we're adults. I think we make it harder than it needs to be, but we often say to ourselves, you know, gosh, you know, this attaining happiness, this is really hard, you know, but because we tend to overcomplicate things, you know, we overanalyze and things like that as we get older, and, you know, we make problems bigger than what they are, and so on and so forth. And so, you know, it gets a lot harder for us as we're older. But, you know, as children, you know, happiness sometimes is just being able to run around and play outside. You know, happiness is being able to have your favorite thing for dinner. And that doesn't mean to say that that couldn't make us happy now, right, as adults. It very much can, but it's that perception, it's that angle of looking at it in that way, as opposed to making it out to be something that it's not. You know, it's like, you know, a kid can say 1 + 1 = 2, but as adults, you know, we go, yeah, but that seems like the obvious answer though, and then we sit there and we're trying to come up with this complicated answer for 1 + 1, right, when in fact, yes, of course it's 2. You know what I mean? It's that thing of the difference between us as adults and children. So it's like tapping into that innocence, tapping into that purity, tapping into that, you know, fun, playful side of yourself, that childlike mind where you're open and honest, but also you're very understanding and accepting of the world, and very curious, and you know, it's just a whole different perspective, isn't it? So I think, you know, adopting that kind of inner child, and realizing that that is still within you, because it is still within us, it's within everybody. It's just a matter of tapping into that energy. That can be very healing for you, and I feel like that's going to help you to move on with this setting healthy boundaries, and anything that you may have gone through in the past that may have been of a negative sort of vibration, low vibration sort of scenario, right? So we have that. So I feel like you guys are, like I said, you're either in this period of healing, or you're about to go through this period of healing. And I think you're realizing how important it is to actually set those boundaries, and that you're actually not being, you know, rude or selfish or anything by setting those boundaries. You just simply, you know, creating a sort of a filter, if you will, where, you know, you're saying no to some of the energies coming into your energy circle, and saying, no, this is my private space, you know, and I would like my space. And it's you just creating that that wall, sort of essentially, you know, imaginary wall, which is, you know, a very healthy thing to do. You know, not everybody deserves or needs to be or should be in our personal space. You know, there are some things that we can have that is just ours. And I feel like if someone is really intervening or really creating problems in your personal space, then, you know, you have a right to say or create, you know, those healthy boundaries, and say no, you know, to this person or to this situation, or energy in general, right? Negative energy. So so the child also talks about new beginnings. So this is you starting things off in a new direction for yourself. So if you've worked on that forgiveness, or you're about to work on that forgiveness, it's you closing that door behind you, and it's opening a new door, and you're heading in a new direction. This is new energy for you guys, and I feel like it's gonna give you that childlike feeling, you know, that I'm running around playing in the, you know, grass or the sand or something like that, you know, like that. Just, I don't necessarily want to say deliriously happy, but like just, you know, quite playfully happy, you know, that this is, you can feel that change in energy, that shift in energy. And it can talk about trust and hope as well. So trusting in the universe, trusting in yourself, and having that hope that things can change, but also hope in others as well. Because yes, we create these boundaries sometimes with, you know, negative people, on the extreme end, of course, toxic people, and of course applies to situations as well. And we forget that there is still good out there. Sometimes we're too, we get that focus that like we're just shutting everybody out. And that's the thing too. Don't get to the point where you're building walls around yourself and shutting absolutely everything out. So you're shutting out opportunities, you're shutting out, good people that want to come into your life, people that love you and care for you, Don't get to that point. So don't overdo it with the healthy boundaries, but just having that nice balance to where, like I said, you're not inviting anybody that doesn't serve a purpose or doesn't, vibrate on your level and things like that into your energy, and you're just saying, okay, I'm creating a filter. So I feel like for some of you, this could have been a situation too of dependency, or currently is a situation of dependency. So I feel like for some of you, what's happening is, for a portion of you, you are creating these healthy boundaries, you're healing, you're moving on from things of the past, and you're stepping into sort of a new version of you, this new, brand new energy. For others of you, I feel like this is a much bigger step. And this was perhaps a situation of dependency on others, on somebody else at least, or perhaps even a situation. And I feel like this is a big shift in you becoming independent for some of you. I think this is independence and you getting out and doing your own thing and holding strong, standing strong in your own self. So I feel like for some of you, this is where this is headed. Understanding your potential, that anticipation of the new, that awareness too of yourself, your surroundings, your life in general. With the Ace of Water, this can talk about new emotions. So again, I feel like this is like that inner child energy, where you're going to be feeling more energetic, just feeling ready to take on new things. I feel like there's going to just be a burst in your energy, and it's going to give you quite a bit of excitement. This is a very exciting period for you. I feel this is a real shift and a turn of events here for you guys. With the King of Fire, that makes me think of the King of Wands a little bit. So again, someone that is very in their inner power for sure, but someone who is very passionate as well. So, I think you're really going to be, and we've got the line there as well. So I think you're really going to be finding that inner strength within, and you're going to be projecting that out to the world. I don't think it's a situation of you holding on to it or holding it in. It's going to be like you're ready to project that out to the world, and the world is going to see this, fiery passion come out in you. Okay, this charisma. And this is action too, because, think about Fire Wands, it talks about action. So this is you definitely ready, getting into that space of being ready to take that action now on your life. And it can be that action of that healthy boundaries, but also the action for some of you, like I said, of, starting a life on your own, that full independence of saying, yes, I don't need to be dependable on anybody else. I don't need to rely on others. I actually can rely on myself. Because, like with the King of Earth there, I am a very stable person. I'm actually a very stable, grounded person. I am reliable. I can rely on myself, and I think a lot of times we forget that. We look to others for things. We look to situations to fill gaps and things like that. But when in actual fact, it's all within. It's within us. And so it's a matter of tapping into that and releasing that, allowing that to come out, to blossom, to bloom. Yeah. And again, with that perception card, it's changing your perception, changing the way you see things and you view things, changing the way you see yourself even, so that you can appreciate the good within you and the power that you have within you. Yeah, it's appreciating that power. And with the King of Fire too, you may be very inspirational person towards others as well. I feel like, people are going to see you and say, wow, look at this person and how they changed their life, how they turn things around. look at how strong they are standing on their own right now. I feel like you guys are going to inspire that in others, and others are going to want to take that step themselves, and realize their own inner powers and strengths. So this is, you know, even not just for you, but I feel like others are going to benefit from this as well. And I feel like that you're going to, it's even going to spark the interest of those people that you're creating the boundaries from, and they're going to say, wow, look what this person did, you know, look how they're standing, you know, tall and proud and strong, and, you know, they're even the people that you're saying no to are going to appreciate, I think, this level of independence and strength that you're coming into. And for those people that were possibly dependent on someone, or there was that level of codependency, if that's happening now or whether that was in the past, again, I think those people too are going to get quite the shock that you have, you know, sort of really made this amazing transformation. And, you know, again, I think you're just going to be very inspiring to a lot of people. And I think you're even going to surprise yourself, actually, this level of independence that you're going to get to, and this level of you know, your inner strength and what's really at your core. So I think that this is a huge change for you guys. So, okay, so I'm going to read you guys the Oracle of Chaldee. Now, again, Chaldea, I don't know how to pronounce that, but we're going to read this out. So we're number 37. Let's see what we have here. Now, this descriptions can go on for a couple of pages. Because it's long, I'm not going to read all of that to you. But what is here in the book is a summary. So I'm going to read you guys the summary, okay? So we're at 37. Okay, I've gone too far. Okay. Okay. So continue on your healing journey. Yes, absolutely healing. With enthusiasm, but without forcing things to happen more quickly than feels natural. Sometimes the body will be ready to let go whilst the mind is still holding on. At other times, the mind may need to be patient as the body processes an experience. Trust in your own timing and rhythm. There's no need to be impatient or to judge yourself. You are summoning the spiritual fortitude to tackle an issue which has previously held you back. When the time is right, the healing shall happen more easily than if you tried to push forward prematurely. Things are going to work out. Be positive. Wow, how much does that resonate? Absolutely. So, yeah, so you guys are definitely on that healing track, and creating, like I said, those healthy boundaries. For others of you, like I said, you know, you're coming into your own independence. So this is going to be a very powerful time for you guys. And it's going to inspire a lot of people, but it's going to empower you even more to keep pushing forward. But again, like the book says, you know, in your own time, of course, don't rush things. But, you know, this is a very positive change for you guys. So I'm very excited. So this is what you guys are manifesting right now. And I'm going to read, last of all, your altar spells here. Now, this is a spell that you may like to do. So I'm going to see if I can hold it up to the camera so you can see. You don't have to do this if you're not into doing spells or you don't practice witchcraft or anything like that. So that's totally fine. You may just want to listen to it and see what it says. So, candle centering meditation spell. To help center yourself, light a candle and meditate on it. By focusing on the flame, you bring your being and awareness into focus. Light your favorite meditation incense. Scratch your name into the candle with the tip of your bowline. Now, that is kind of like a athame, but athames are used for those who don't know, that's used for cutting sort of like energy and stuff, whereas a bowline is actually used, I think that's how you pronounce it. That's how I say it anyway. It's used for cutting physical things and stuff as well. So next, scratch your hope onto the candle, light your candle, and recite. This candle burns for me. Here burns my hope for, and then say what you're hoping for. Here burns the flame of insight. May I see clearly in this new light. Sit with your eyes closed for a few minutes and picture yourself realizing your most heartfelt hopes and truest desires. So I'm just going to leave that there for a second quickly so you guys can screenshot that if necessary. Okay, and that was your reading, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you liked this video, and comment down below if it resonated, and I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, lots of love. Bye.